Yo, what's up, guys? What an offensive output tonight by the Toronto Raptors, beating the Golden State Warriors 145-127. Man, what an offensive game tonight was by the Toronto Raptors, guys. An incredible game by them offensively, putting up a season high 145 points tonight. Like I just mentioned, just an incredible game offensively by the Toronto Raptors, led by Emmanuel Quickly, guys, with 40 points tonight, guys, on 11 of 13 shooting, 7 of 8 behind the three-point arc, guys. What a spectacular game this was by Emmanuel Quickly, adding 11 for 11 from the free throw line, guys. Just an incredible offensive output by not only him, but the entire Raptors team. They started off the game great. A 10-0 run, guys. We're all over Golden State in that first half. Probably one of the best offensive first halves I've seen by the Toronto Raptors. Scoring 70 in the first half. They were making everything, guys. They were moving the ball beautifully. Their off-the-ball movement was fantastic. Cutting, driving low, down low on the poster. Just some great things that we saw offensively by the Raptors. Did a good job defensively as well in that first half. Did some really solid things on the defensive side of the floor. Made Stephen Curry's life very difficult. Golden State was jacking up a lot of threes. Couldn't make any shots in the first half. The Raptors just were doing the exact opposite of what the Warriors were doing. Just doing everything right offensively. Taking the right shots. Making the right extra passes when they had to. Defensively, making the right plays. Doubling when they had to. Keeping their hands up. Not drawing fouls and reaching in there. Committing fouls. But it was a beautiful first half by the Raptors. He quickly led the way with 18 points in the first half. Sandro had 11 as well. Made some big threes. Got some rebounds as well. Scotty had 14. B.I. had 7. So those four guys there were leading the way for the Raptors offensively in the first half. But the Raptors shooting-wise in that first half, guys, 58% from the field, guys. 56% from behind the three. 10 of 18. 8 for 8 from free throws. 27 rebounds. 22 assists, guys, on 26 made field goals in the first half by the Raptors. So everybody is getting touches. They're moving the ball. Everyone's getting a feel for it offensively. It was a great offensive output, not only in the first half, but the entire game. But the first half was just way too pretty to see, guys, in the first half. Turnovers as well. Raptors had 8 in the first half, 26 points in the paint to Golden State's 20. Second chance points, 8-9. How about this in the first half, though? 15-0 in fast break points for the Raptors in that first half. They were all over Golden State in transition. As soon as they got a rebound, boom, they kick it out and push the ball up the floor. And then you have 10 points off turnovers. Just really good job by the Raptors there, guys. Pushing the basketball, getting opportunities, finding ways to get second chance opportunities as well. Really good job by the Raptors in that first half. Just a beautiful first half. Probably their best first half offensively, if you ask me, guys. But obviously, the Raptors, they had a bit of a lull defensively in that third quarter, giving up 44 points. Golden State's bench was the only positive in this game. They outscored the Raptors. It was like 60-35, something like that. It was an astronomical number. They had double the points from the bench. You got some great numbers by Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield had 25 points. He was really feeling it at the end of the third quarter there. The Golden State Warriors went on like a 29-13 run in the third. Buddy Hield was making some shots. You also had a guy like Jonathan Kuminga, who's been wanting out of Golden State as of late. Guy's been sitting on the bench for like 16 games, but obviously Golden State had some injuries. They didn't play Curry much in the second half, if not at all. Kuminga played a lot of minutes. He had 20 points on 21 minutes. Listen, man, Kuminga's a nice young player. I would not even mind if the Raptors went after. There's obviously been some connection with him in the Raptors. Obviously, when Masai Ujiri was here, the kid's got a lot of talent. And, he's rotting away on the bench there in Golden State. So he needs to make a move because I liked this game tonight. I thought he had some really solid minutes tonight. Obviously, was sitting on the bench a lot. Had to get the cobwebs off. Was a little bit raw, a bit rusty in this game at times. But I thought Kuminga had a really solid game tonight, having 7 of 10 from the field. So he was really good. Then you get Curry, only had 16, didn't play much in the second half. Post had 12. Moody had 10. Podziemski had 11. But Kuminga and Hield were the two guys leading the way from the bench, having combined 45 points in the second half, or just combined 45 points in total, but most of that came in the second half, I will say, guys. But the Raptors did a good job, even though Golden State was clawing their way back into this game, the Raptors let that lead really slip, getting it down to 14, the Warriors twice in this game. But tonight, guys, offensively, the Raptors were just too much for the Golden State Warriors, especially Emmanuel Quickly. Like I mentioned, guys, just on fire tonight, making his shots, driving the lane, drawing fouls. This is what we want to see from Emmanuel Quickly, taking smart shots, driving the lane. And listen, we got to give some credit here to Jamal Shead, because Jamal Shead, when he's playing the one and Quickly's playing the two, Quickly doesn't have to worry about ball handling duties. He can just space the floor, get open for shots, drive the lane, and he can let Shead handle the one, moving the basketball and facilitating, and Quickly can focus on making baskets, driving the lane, making his shots there. So Jamal Shead really alleviates a lot of pressure from Emmanuel Quickly, and Quickly doesn't have to focus on those things like I just mentioned there. So having Shead playing the one and Quickly at the two really benefits Emmanuel Quickly, as we saw it in tonight's game. He was fantastic, but not only was Quickly fantastic, Scottie Barnes was fantastic as well. Scottie had 26, 7, and 11, guys. Scottie, man, 12 of 18 shootings, After Scottie had that historic game against the Warriors, guys, not too long ago, 25 rebounds, playing center again tonight. Scottie was immense again, moving the basketball, finding some great passes, from guys cutting. You had that beautiful setup where he passed the ball to Mahmoud down low, kicked it out to B.I., who made the three. It was just a culmination of how great Scottie was playing, how the team was playing tonight, guys, just moving the ball well, finding the open guy, making the open shots. The Raptors are one of the worst teams in the league, if not last in the league in field goal percentage, but tonight, the Raptors were just feeling it on all cylinders tonight, guys. Brandon Ingram made some shots. He had 22 points, 8 of 17 shooting. Grady Dick only had 10 points. He started tonight, 3 of 5 shooting. Scottie, like I mentioned, 26. Jamal had 10 with 8 assists. Great to see from Jamal. 4 of 6 from the field, guys. Very good efficiency by Jamal Shead. Sandro had 14 and 12. Sandro had some big offensive rebounds in that second half, guys. Good double-double by him. Then you had Jamison Battle at 9 and 15. Some good minutes by him. Ochai only had 11 minutes for 4 points. Not the best game. Mobile, 10 minutes. Lawson, 10 minutes. Lawson had 6. Mobile had 2 points, guys. And Martin had 2 points with only 1 minute. So you got some great offensive production tonight from some of your guys tonight, guys. Shooting 59% from the field, 62% from 3, 100% from free throws. That is fantastic to see. 42 rebounds. Raptors only got out-rebounded by 4 rebounds when they out-rebounded Golden State last game there. So Golden State had more offensive rebounds. Raptors had 42 assists compared to Golden State's 28. Fantastic ball movement by the Raptors. 17 turnovers. We'd like to see that limited a little bit compared to Golden State's 18. 46 points in the paint for the Raptors. Golden State had 54. The Raptors were the way better team in the paint last game against the Warriors, but because the Raptors were shooting the ball so well outside, they didn't need to make as much points inside the paint, guys. Second chance points, 20 to 18 for the Warriors. Fast breaks points was huge, 23 to 5 for the Raptors, and then 34 points off turnovers compared to Golden State's 24. Now, you could see Golden State had trouble down low in the paint tonight, just like the Raptors had on Sunday against the Lakers. So the Warriors had that problem tonight against us. We took advantage of it. We were able to make a lot of shots, get some offensive rebounds there. The Raptors did a great job tonight making their baskets, guys. We want to see this more from the Raptors shooting-wise. Just a great night offensively for them. Defensively, obviously, it wasn't the best of nights. That first half was fantastic. Second half wasn't as great, but the Raptors offensively did enough in that first half, did enough in the second half to find a way to win this game tonight, guys. Golden State, obviously on a second night of a back-to-back, losing Jimmy Butler last night with torn ACL. Golden State Warriors are the second oldest team in the NBA, even though they have one of the best records on the second night of a back-to-back. The Raptors just overwhelmed them tonight. They just missed too many shots. The Warriors took a lot of bad shots as well. Didn't get much down low for the Raptors, guys. The Raptors just did a lot of great things tonight to find a way to win this ball game tonight, guys. But we'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this game tonight, guys. Raptors had a lot of injuries tonight. Obviously no Marie Boyles, no Yak, no RJ, no Jacoby Some great news is that the Raptors might get RJ back tomorrow night against the Sacramento Kings. Obviously Golden State had missed some guys as well. You had no Al Horford as well. No Seth Curry. Obviously, like I mentioned, Jimmy Butler. Stephen Curry didn't play the second half because didn't do very much. Kerr just decided to sit him. So Raptors did a great job tonight, guys. They got to bounce back tomorrow, get a win against Sacramento, continue to shoot like this, even though I don't expect the Raptors to shoot over 58% from three and in the field in general, guys. Get something similar to that. Make your shots. Hopefully get healthy. Continue to get wins. You're right behind the Knicks and Boston, so you're right there for third place. Find ways to get wins. Continue to make your shots. And things will continue to be good for the Raptors. But we'll love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on this game tonight, guys. So like this video. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. Go Raptors, go as always, guys. We'll see you guys on the next episode of Raptors Unfiltered. Ciao, guys.